Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a video on one of my favourite cars. This is a plastic kit model of a Datsun 1600. Of course, it's otherwise known by its model code name of the 510. Yeah, I started doing this model a few years ago. This is how far I've got. This was originally a red model. It was moulded in red. It was meant to be a safari model from the Safari Rally that Datsun and other brands, I know Ford, entered escorts in the Safari Rally. Yeah, but the reason I chose blue is because when I was really young, my parents had a Datsun 1600 sedan. Unfortunately, the colour I chose for this is a lot brighter than what their 1600 was. So one day when I get back to doing this, I'll have to go for a lighter shade of blue. But anyway, that's the starting point of why I like the Datsun 1600, because my mother and father had one when I was really young. They traded it in around 1977, 78. I think 78, for a Ford Fairmont station wagon. It was about a 1970 XW. Yeah, so that's where it all starts with the Datsun thing. And a great aunt of mine, she had a khaki olive green 1600, and in my later years I had a Datsun 1600 wagon. It was my third car, and it was a really good little wagon too, that one. But anyway, that's where the origin of my Datsun 1600 thing came. I mean, I am pretty much a Ford person, but I've always had a real soft spot for the Datsun 1600 from, my childhood. Okay, so I'll start with the cars I want to show in diecast. And these are by Greenlight. They're part of their Tokyo Torg series. This is from Series 2. This is a 1970 510. Two-door because, well, Greenlight's an American brand, and two-doors were really popular over there rather than the four-door that Australia more commonly got. Really nice diecast. Yeah, this one in silver, it looks really good. So there's that one. I'll move that one out the way. This one's jumping ahead to Series 5. In this nice bright red. The wheels look like they're more of a steel wheel with chrome dress rims. Yeah, they really have nice detail. One day these are something perhaps I'd like to take out of the packet and have them in some sort of display case, I guess. Yeah, so that's red. Now this one's from the Black Bandit collection, where they get various cars that they've done and they paint them flat black. But, I mean, they look really good because they had the, Datsun badge and indicator, this mould vent thing. Yeah, but that's the Black Bandit. This one's a 1972 510. I don't know what the difference would be, but this is from Series 4. This is a colour, well, some called baby shit brown. I had a friend who had a 120Y in this colour. The real colour was honey brown. Yeah, bloke I went to tech college when I was doing a spray painting course 30 or something years ago. He had a 1600 sedan in this colour. His name was also Mark. Now shifting on, this is from Series 7, and this is a 1971 Nissan Patrol, but as they were sold in Australia, a Datsun Patrol. Looks a lot like your Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40, but sort of not really too. So there's that one. Now there's this one. This is from 1966. So I don't know how different they'd be. I mean, exactly the same casting. I don't know whether they've changed too much. This one, of course, is in the Golf livery. This is from Series 8, I believe. Now, speaking of Golf, This is going back to a 510 Golf Racing Team Custom Datsun 510. Now, I think my wife got me this one overseas somewhere. I think it came from Bali. Yeah, on a video phone call via Messenger. She was in a toy shop, which was pretty common when she was over there, and she went to a shop and she'd get me cars. They'd be ones that, you know, I could see over the video link on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, but that's the Golf one. It's got the hideous side markers that the American ones had. See, that one doesn't have them, which is better. And neither does that one. What about the silver? Oh, the silver one does, but it doesn't stand out as much. So there's that one. Now the next one I've got is the 1968 510. Yeah, I can't tell with the grille because they had a more distinctive grille on the original 1968, and the windscreen wipers, which would wipe the opposite way to each other. Yeah, my wife's actually got a little Ford Focus, and its windscreen wipers do that. They're a bit odd to look at. Took a bit of getting used to too. They're not the other brand. The only brand that does that, because I seen a Honda a week or two ago and its windscreen wipers were opposing, you know, from the inside out. Yeah, so that one, oh no, it's not the same colour as that one. I think because this is the 50th anniversary, it's meant to be sort of more of a gold colour. And you will notice on the packaging, this is a 4-door. And that one's a 2-door. But anyhow, that's the way it goes. But have no fear, they did actually make a 4-door one. Yeah, they are a bit different because you see the length of the door on the 2-door coupe. So this is a new casting. This is from Series 7. Yeah, unrestored BRE Barger 510, of course. BRE is Brock Race Enterprises, which are more famous for their road racing with Datsuns. Now, I do have BRE Datsun 510s, and there's some others. But I'll have to show them in another video. So, yeah. Pete Brock's, BRE, not to be confused with the Australian Peter Brock. Yeah, the American Pete Brock. He was in motorsport longer than the Australian Peter Brock, because Pete Brock started off as a designer, designed a Corvette for racing way back in the early 60s before joining Carroll Shelby, and designed the Cobra Daytona, which I've mentioned before, and unfortunately that's the car the Australian Peter Brock was associated with. Well, a replica of a Shelby Daytona, of course not a genuine one, because they're worth an absolute fortune, and they were at the time that Peter Brock was racing his replica. Yeah. Now they're worth even more, like somewhere in 5, 6, 10 million. I don't know. They're quite a rare vehicle, and they got a price tag to match. This one here's a barn find. It's got a cab company on it. A Cabco. Yeah, and the dark red, I guess, is red oxide, you know, where the paint's rubbed through. Last but not least, got this 1970 Datsun 510 four-door. Well, another four-door. Yeah, this one's a taxi. I think it's a Japanese taxi, I'd imagine. Yeah, this one's one of my favourites. This is from Series 7 as well. So this one here is, yeah, 2 series in front. Yeah, it's got the steel wheels, which are pretty cool. Yeah, this one's really nice. And as I'm a taxi collector from time to time when I find them, yeah, this taxi for the collection. But I do keep it with my Greenlight models, or diecast cars, whatever. Yeah. I'll draw to a conclusion for this video. I'd been thinking about doing this Datsun video for a few days. I came across this one in the garage the other day. It wasn't packed away with them, so I thought, oh, that's an idea for a video. I will get around to doing that Datsun video. So here it is. And as it turns out, I haven't been to the shops at all this week to buy any new diecasts, which is good too because I've saved money. And it's less items added to the garage. So, anyway. So, I'll thank you very much once again for viewing one of my videos. I hope you're all keeping well and you're all in good health. And until next time, goodbye.